Listen, don't adjust your sets. You're not seeing double, but you have two of the most popular, and I'll probably eat those words in a few years, Koenigs to ever be here in Canfield. We got Kenzie and Marina, and ladies, it's an honor to have you here. I've been just a fan of your dad since I was a puppy and follow him around as a video journalist. But let's talk first about this team and how special this team is. You get to see it from different perspectives. I mean, you've seen a lot of Canfield success over the years. You saw it earlier this year, and now you get to put your name perhaps on the big trophy. What is it like for you, and how are you dealing with kind of the emotions, especially as a senior?
As a senior, I could not ask for a better senior year. I mean, this has been the best year in terms of my team.
Mm-hmm.
I love my team so much. In terms of the experiences, everything that this year has brought, it's been absolutely amazing.
And you?
It's awesome to be along with the ride, seeing everyone, being able to play with them, watching them grow up and play with her. It's been really awesome.
Okay, so you alluded to it. I was going to ask later, but I might as well ask now. To play with your older sister, what is it like? I mean, there's got to be moments where you just go, man, I want to be like this. Or, I mean, being the older sibling out of two, there's times where you're like, I'm going to beat that record. I'm going to beat the brakes off of that.
Oh, yeah.
What is it like to be the younger sibling? And then I'll ask you the flip side of that.
Yeah, obviously there's always that competition. You want to be better than your older sibling.
Sure.
But you're also always happy for them when they get the kind of success that they see.
Okay.
I couldn't be prouder of her. I mean, she's an
wow.
amazing athlete. Everything she does, I mean, I have so much pride.
So let's talk about the rivalry side. Let's get the ugly stuff out of the way. How much competition is there between you two, being that you're so close in age? And I hate to even ask this, but who usually wins?
I mean, I'll be honest. She's a better athlete than I
Oh,
am.
wow.
I'll be honest.
You don't hear that every day.
I'll be honest. I don't have the height she does. I mean, she's a better athlete. But like I said, I couldn't be prouder. I mean, she's amazing and in everything.
What do you usually have the upper hand in if it's not athletics?
School.
Well, yeah, I do.
She's smarter than me.
I do speech and debate, so
Oh,
I'm
wow.
a little bit better in academics, I'd say.
What is the one thing? And so I've never done it. I've always wanted to. I feel like I could be a good attorney. I just never had the grades.
Mm-hmm.
What's the number one thing you love when people start arguing that I'm going to own their soul because I can debate this all day?
Well, I'm not a debater personally. I just like to hear what other people have to say because I like to learn from it.
No kidding.
There's always different perspectives. So.
Okay. Are you a debater?
No.
You're not either.
Nope.
From your side, what's the one thing that your sister possesses just from internally, right? Character, whatever, that you want to emulate?
She is a very hard worker, and she would always go after what she wants. Like, no matter what gets in the way, she will always persevere and push through whatever's in her way. She'll always go after what she wants.
Marina, same thing.
Well, she just does a lot, and she has the drive. That's for sure.
She has the drive.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's talk about this team as a whole. Coach Kernan comes back. I mean, it's always tough to kind of emulate. You hear in the NFL all the time or football all the time that one of the biggest excuses for not winning is coaches. Then you have to change everything. How was the kind of transfer from one coach to the next and having Coach Kernan step up, and what was missing per se from coach to coach, but what was missing that you feel like he helped fill that void with this team?
Well, Coach Kernan likes to get to know us.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Kernan acknowledges that we all have, we're all new to this, and a switch in coaching is always difficult, but he knows that it's difficult. He wants to get to know us. He wants to do as much as he can with us, and it's really great to see that.
Yeah, he does a really great job with kind of making us well-rounded players and really kind of refining the things that he can with us during practice and throughout the season. And he's always very engaged with us, and he cares a lot about us. All
right, so we talked before we got on here. And I think I already biffed up your name, so I apologize. But all right, so Dad was winning the state championship as the head coach of the baseball side in Canfield, and you were just being born. You were 1.5 years old or so,
That's correct,
2 years old.
yeah.
How often does he shine that ring in the house and go, "I'm the guy that has this. You want one of these?"
It's not very often.
No.
Does he have bragging rights? And then, like, when you win this state championship, fingers crossed, knock on wood, do you get bragging rights because you get technically two of them?
Yeah,
I
I'd
mean,
say.
you would think.
Yep, you're Osborne. I technically have 2.
Oh. Where do you get the competitive spirit from? I know you're both huge competitors when you cross over those lines. Where do you get that competitive spirit from? Is it dad? Is it mom? Is it half and half? What is it?
I think it's kind of growing up with sports and like being a competitor all throughout life, and like seeing him grow up, or like being a coach and wanting to win all these games, and like his attitude even after a big loss.
Yeah.
It has a big effect on us growing up.
Younger brother, 11 years
Oh,
old.
yeah.
We got to do the little league stuff last year, and he's an absolute stud.
Oh,
So
he is.
when you think about what legacy you want to leave for him, it's probably very similar to the way that your dad wanted to create something for you. What do you want to leave behind for little bro?
I like to tell him to be a good teammate, because he's a catcher and that's an exhausting position to play.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll hear him saying he wants to play third base. And, as an older sister, I just tell him, do your best at whatever you have to do. And if you want to play third base, maybe speak up, maybe tell him, well, I'm a catcher, so that's
Well,
what I have to do.
Now everybody knows that he wants to play third base. That works. She knows what she's doing.
Oh yeah.
What do you hope your younger brother learns from you?
I hope he learns how to work hard and how to go after what you want, because we would always go up and hit or do something. He'd like look at my dad and be like, I'm tired, I want to quit. And he's like, and my dad just doesn't let him do that. And like, neither do I. I'm always in there bickering in his ear. So
What things can he get away with that both of you can't? Is there anything?
I mean,
Or is
just
it tougher being the boy?
maybe just stuff around the house, random things around the house that he just gets away with.
He's the baby.
He's
so.
the baby.
Okay. So I've got a boy and a girl, and sometimes the boy gets a little bit rougher, but he's older. So the relationship with the family, I imagine, knowing your dad, close knit. I mean, you guys do everything together. Are you all competitive? Like, when you play games like Connect Four, is it like a brawl?
Yeah. Well, we had this game. I would cry when we lost. So we called it "Who Wants to Cry First?"
Oh
because
my
like whoever lost would cry.
It was like, sorry.
It was the
Sorry.
game Sorry, and we renamed it.
Oh my gosh. These teammates you have, incredible, right?
yeah.
You look around.
Absolutely.
It's been very few times have I seen a team that's closer. I mean, they're over there, they're playing games, they're on their phones, they're talking amongst each other. Usually they're like four corners and there's clickiness, right, to it. Not here.
No.
Talk to me about that. Why is that? As a senior, you've got to take a lot of pride in that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This team's amazing. Majority of us have grown up together through Canfield Crush, pretty much. But as a senior, I mean, there's 8 of us. So we've been playing together our whole lives. And we all kind of have different, I guess you could say cliques, but different groups within the team. But we all come together because that's what's more important. I mean, it's like a family here. So
What would a state championship mean to you right now? And I don't want you jumping ahead because Coach is going to get all over me about that. But if you were able to win that state championship, since we're probably not going to have another show before that, what would it mean to you?
It would mean a lot because we've put in a ton of work before this season and even during the season. And it would just mean so much because of it all paying off and just being able to leave behind the legacy of that.
Final game, no matter what, right?
Yeah.
So whether it's on Thursday, which we hope not, or Saturday, sometime this week, it's done. What do you want you to remember from this ride that maybe the emotions would get in the way if you end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard?
I mean, I've got to say my team. I mean, there's no better answer. I mean, these girls they mean everything.
All right, last question for you as we do each and every time, and I don't know if you've got this one before, so if you did, I apologize, but we'll double down. Who are your role models on, off the field? Doesn't matter, whichever you feel like shining a light on. Who are the role models and why?
Well, definitely my parents are some role models for me. I have a lot of adults that I respect in my life, a lot of teachers. Yeah, I mean, I'll name Mr. Hamilton was a great teacher. He's my math teacher this year. He was my speech coach.
Sure.
He's very dedicated to everything he does, and that speaks a lot.
For me, I would definitely also be my parents. My mom is really hardworking, and my dad has taught me everything he knows. He puts in a ton of time for me, time and effort. And yeah, like she said, just a lot of adults that have put in effort and time with me and really kind of I don't know. They just kind of help me with everything.
No, I can appreciate that. It has been such a joy and a pleasure to interview you. Two very nice young ladies that have bright futures. Congratulations on graduating. I know you're
Thank
going to
you.
knock it out of the park with anything you do. And you, young lady, well, you get 2 more cracks at YSN.
Oh, yeah.
So we're excited to keep you around for a little bit. Thank you for spending some time with us, and
Thank
best of
you.
luck this week and in the future.
Thank you.
God
so
bless you.
much.
We'll be right back right here at Coca's in Canfield right after this.